Now, this, in my opinion, might be a big disruption to the video making industry, I would say, widely, because now you can create realistic or almost hyper realistic videos from text. Yes, Sora AI is an AI model that can create realistic and imaginative scenes from text instructions. And all the videos you're about to see here were generated directly by Sora without modification. Now, this is a game changer when it comes to videos. As you see, this one here, for example, you might find cracks through it, obviously, because the text, and there's sometimes you would feel almost like you're looking at a shapeshifter. In some cases, that happens. And yes, you'll probably, if you notice at her heels, there will be something that when it transitions, as you see, the heel comes out of nowhere sometimes, and sometimes there's kind of a glitch on that heel coming through, and you see this person right here and this one here walking sideways for some reason, as you see, which is kind of not normal for a human to do that. And yeah, you have kind of glitches here, but this is a video generated from a text input. This is a lot. Now, okay, this one looks CGI. You can tell, I mean, yeah, we're not in this Ice Age thingy here, but look at how realistic it was made. This is just AI generated. Look at his face. Seriously, I don't really see a problem here on this face that would indicate that it is computer generated or that's not real. Now, yes, there are going to be glitches and weird artifacts time to time because it is computer generated at the end. Now, I don't know if it took a year, a month, a day, a millisecond to create these, but look at that. Pixar is going to be up in their arms with this one because now me and you can create an entire realistic movie just by AI. Now, his hand or paw, I should say in this case, yeah, it has its own problems. His teeth look kind of funny. Look at the realistic part of it, that it moves like it was real. This one looks like it was filmed really underwater, except the fish are like some kind of sort of origami fish. But the realism of it is way beyond anything I have ever seen so far on AI generated content. As you see, look at his hand, look at the arm hair, look at the elbow, look at the muscle, look at the t-shirt going over the arm. Everything looks almost perfect except probably this hair here. It looks almost like a crease or something that would not exactly make sense in a real world. And yes, these are 1080p. That is very interesting. As you see, this is the part I'm talking about right here. Looks almost like a burn mark from a different angle. And the clouds, yeah, they're moving a little bit too fast in comparison to him moving. So it looks like clouds are moving at 5x versus he's in 1x. But it is mind-blowing to me. This almost doesn't make sense. Now this, yeah, that kind of 1800s scenario, somebody just disappeared right there, as you see. If you keep an eye on this one right here, if I play it, boom, it just disappeared. It vanishes. And it comes back again. Like, it happens, right? Disappears and something else comes back. Just like that, turns from a horse to a human. Now, this is just AI generated footage. This was not human generated footage. Now, okay, the basis for all this footage is from collecting from the internet, scrubbing through and all that. It is true. It has to be taken from somewhere. But look at the reflection on the glass ball. Look at the grains of sand. Okay, there's a small crease here. No, that's actually a reflection of the glass. Look how realistic this is. Seriously. As if you were doing a POV shot of this glass ball, there's no way you would be able to tell that I, for example, did not film it with my phone. Look at the realism on the eye. Now, yeah, the lower hair of the eyelid or the lower eyelid hair is way too long for a regular human. Usually humans don't have the longest hair on the lower side of the eye. But look how realistic. Now, yeah, you'll see some pixels right there. As you see where the lower lid touches the eyeball here, you'll see some pixel transitioning. That is part of evolvement of this AI. And yeah, this looks almost like Energizer Bunny. I'm not sure how Energizer feels about this one, but you could argue that's kangaroo. But look at this. I mean, it's almost hyper realistic if you don't look at the signs, and maybe a human or two kind of popping out of nowhere and doing those transitions. That happens, and it will happen time to time, as you see. I mean, it is beautiful if you don't look at his hand at 1 second here, for example, that the finger looks like it elongates itself and it goes back to normal. And there's things here in the background that kind of transition just a little bit weirdly. And his finger, for example, turning around, as you see, let me put it again, as you saw the hand, turns from inward, as you see, to backwards, then it's 5-6 fingers, then it goes back to almost normal. But this is still under development, which, you know, if you want to make a bet with me, it is already being developed for way bigger masterpieces as we speak. Now, can this be used for something bad? Yes. Yes, the potential is there. It's just like you going to take a shower, slipping and falling and injuring and, heavens forbid, even death. Now, I would not exactly blame the shower for it, but it happens. So this videography style with AI could be used for that too. And unfortunately, bad actors are just gonna be that. Bad actors. There's not much that I can do or say, or any of us can do or say, to prevent bad actors from being bad actors. It's just, that's who they are, and they will do what they do. We just have to protect ourselves from believing everything shiny on the street, from being gold and silver. It's not all gold and silver. The beauty of it is that most of us have internet at home, and there are ways to tell if something is CGI, if something is AI, if something is just straight up blatant lie with video or pictures. Yeah, it is possible, but it is quite far, in my opinion, when it comes to videography. It will make twofold advancements. One, I would say, would be advanced when it comes to simulating a stage for studying purposes. And let's say, for example, you want to recreate a city going through a flood and how that would interact with the floodgates and levees and all that. That's just a brutal example. The other one would just be pure creative, that me and you could create inserts for our videos via AI. Or you could create complete storylines via AI as if we could make our own movie. Now, yes, that would require your input there to write the script, to imagine the story, to put the story together. That might take time because I do not expect this AI to be extremely fast when it comes to generating. And yes, I believe it will be relying on a fast GPU, CPU, and RAM to even develop said content, but the possibilities there. Now there is the cons of it that are not part of the deceptive organisms, as I mentioned before, to the bad actors, but we're talking about with even normal people like me and you. Let's say you're an animator, you're a video editor, and somebody hires you or me to take this scene that you are just looking right here, just a upper shot, going following after them, walking in the streets of Japan. Now for this shot, you and me would get paid to take this. And somebody, or even those two, probably took this shot, let's say this was real, and sold the rights to this shot to X company. Now, instead of the company paying me and you, they can just go in here, pay ChatGPT if it becomes a feature, a paid feature, which I 100% expect it to be paid feature. That means me and you will not get paid to make it. That is the kind of downside, but it's just like everything else that advanced before. When people thought that the invention of cars will put the entire horse industry and horse carriages and all that out of business, well, 99% it did. But all those businesses transitioned to adapt the new industry, the new developments, and I fully expect AI to create a new world of economy, or a new economical world. And it is already doing that, and I think there is a place for it. It is not doom and gloom. I truly do not believe AI will be, as some people would characterize it, which in my opinion is mistakenly, as our doom. I do not think so. I think we can seriously leverage the power of AI to our benefits and to our advancements if we want to, just like with everything else. I believe so. You know, when electricity was invented, it didn't mean that the candles and lamps and all that went out of business. They were simply used for different purposes. Do I mean by that video editors and video makers will be out of business because now you can create videos with AI? No, because to recreate a candle light, there is no way you can buy any kind of electric lamp, LED or otherwise, that will emulate that light, that will smell like that candle anywhere. It's just impossible. So authenticity matters, and that's why we usually pay more for a movie that has more involved actors, more involved editors, more involved places and pieces, versus paying for a movie that would be generated by AI. Now that AI will have to produce a lot more pieces to make as much money as a fully operational movie studio. And the same goes for on YouTube. Yes, I believe that new rules will be implemented when it comes to click per mile or payment. Let's say the payment rate will be completely different for completely AI generated content versus authentic content that there is an actual human touching a product, or an actual face behind a microphone, or a real voice behind a microphone talking about a product. Like in my case, for example, that I am not a computer generated voice, my hands are not computer generated, and the items that I describe and show in my videos are not computer generated. That means that I did not insert a prompt. I did not wait for my graphics card to generate that video, meaning that everything in my video was human generated. That has the human value, the sweat equity that was put on that video. And I think very soon that will be taken into consideration worldwide when it comes to technology, videography, photography, news media, and all that stuff. AI will be here to stay. And the regulatory stuff will be more to the side of how do you get paid and what value will the AI generated content have versus the authentic human generated content. And that will be, I believe, within a year. That will not take longer than a year because the AI is developing way too fast for the mega companies that are sometimes, for lack of a better term, I would say bleeding money on some areas that are just generating AI content. And I don't mean that only on YouTube, but in a wide variety of platforms that are getting paid per clicks, per ads. And I don't believe that a lot of advertisers would be very comfortable advertising strictly on AI generated content and paying the same as a human being showing that advertised product or service from a human perspective. That is just how I see it. I hope it makes sense, and don't be discouraged. AI, I do not believe, will be our enemy by any means. The worst enemy regarding AI will be us, using it in inappropriate ways or misunderstanding the usage and the uses of it. That is what I think. We are the ultimate way the AI will help or not help us. It is all up to us. AI is just a tool. It is absolutely nothing else but a tool. How we use it, that will be determined from us. Nobody else can tell you how to use it. So with that said, I hope this made sense, and I'm really excited to test this out whenever it comes out. Yeah, it is not open for the public yet, so don't even waste your time trying to find it. Once it opens for the public, I will have my hands on it, test it here with you, and whatever you guys want me to generate with it, I can test it and see where that goes. With that said, for real now, I hope you hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye!